But yeah, welcome everybody to the mixed graph revisions session. And as you can see on the screen, we've got the parabola, the hyperbola, the straight line, and the exponential graphs that we are going to be recapping. And this is just one of the lessons of mixed graph revision. And it's such an important section with a lot of marks. So it's so important that you get this section right and you understand it well. So please feel free to ask questions, to contribute, and to have your pens and papers ready so that you are attempting the questions today as we go along. You've done a lot of hard work the previous weeks, and I've also helped you along with some of the questions, but today you're going to be doing a lot of the work, and I'm just going to be helping you to check your answers. So yeah, let's start with what the standard equations of these graphs are. So I'll give you another 2 minutes while we wait for others to join. Welcome Asamahle, welcome Boitumelo, welcome Jason, Sasetu and Marilyn. It's great that you all have been so consistent. I see a lot of consistent names week on week. So thank you for your consistency. It's really, really great and so important that you remain consistent in your studies so that you're building on each week with new content to fully understand the questions. Valerie, welcome. Sade, Rebone, welcome. Kiabetsui. Okay. So maybe if one of you want to unmute yourself and tell me what is the standard equation of a parabola? Anybody wants to share? Who wants to let me know what the standard equation of the parabola is? Yes? Adam, Valerie, Boitumelo, Jason, anybody wants to unmute and let me know? It would be really great if we can all contribute. Okay, we've got Adam, ax squared plus q. Okay. Who else has a different equation? Who has a different equation? Rebone? Sade? Sasetu? Asamahle? Okay, so let's look at the chat and see. So usually we use the equation y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So that's one of the equations, yeah? Or we use y equals a x minus p squared plus q. So these are the two equations that we can use. Okay, what about the hyperbola? Anybody knows? What is the standard equation of the hyperbola? Hyperbola, it's difficult to write it in the chat. So the equation is y equals a over x plus p or x minus p plus q. Straight line y equals mx plus c, and exponential graph y equals A dot B, X plus minus P, and then we've got plus minus Q, and this is in the power. The plus minus P is in the power, right? And there we go. Is that okay, everybody? Yeah, somebody unmuted, no? Okay, so these are the standard equations. I'm going to move the screen up and we're going to look at the question for today. Any questions regarding the standard equations for now? Let's see. No questions, okay. Jolene, thank you for the thumbs up. Luki, Oratilwe, Tumelo, welcome. Trish, welcome. Okay. Right. Daniel, welcome. Let's look. Here's the question for today. Okay, I'm just going to show you the question at this. I'm going to zoom in, but I'm just showing it to you like the whole thing before I zoom in. So we've got this. It says a sketch shows the graphs of fx equals x squared minus plus 2x minus 3 and gx equals a over x minus p plus q. So we've got two graphs. We've got the parabola and we've got the hyperbola. The graphs are not drawn to scale. C is the point of intersection of the two asymptotes of the hyperbola and is also the y-intercept of the parabola. DE, the axis of symmetry of the parabola, passes through the x-intercept of the hyperbola. Okay. Determine the coordinates of C and D. So I'm going to do this so you can focus on those questions. The first question, determine the coordinates of C and D. A. Okay. Let's try A. And what I'm going to do to help you as well is draw a dashed line here. Okay, because that one is the axis of symmetry. Let's find the coordinates of C and D. If you can find that for me and type it in the chat, that would be really great, or you can unmute yourself. I see I'm getting some answers already. Okay, I think it's Luki or Lucky. Let's just let me know if I'm pronouncing it correct incorrectly. Okay, so the first one is, you say -3 and 0. What is that, Luki? Is that C or D? C is -3, D is -1. Okay, remember they're asking for coordinates of C and D. So coordinate means you need to write it as an X and a Y, right? So if you can do that, that will be amazing. Let's try that out. So coordinates, they want X and a Y. C is 0 and minus 3. Yeah. Okay. And then what about D? Everybody else, you're very quiet. If you can share your answers, that would be great. Some people are sharing in the chat. If you can look, thank you for that. So far, we've got Luki who's sharing. We've got Daniel. We've got Oraktilwe. Wondering about the rest of you. If you can share your answers so that I know what you're thinking. Susetu, Valerie, Mello, Trish, Tsepang, Tumelo, Rabone, Kiabetswe, Denzel, Adam. If you can share your answers, that will be amazing. So I know what you're thinking. Okay, so let's look. So C is the y-intercept of the parabola. At the y-intercept, the x equals to 0, right? X equals to 0 at the y-intercept. And at the D, it is the turning point of the parabola. So let's write this down. So A, we're going to say C is the y-intercept of parabola, right? C is the y-intercept of the parabola, and at the y-intercept, the x equals to 0. So we've got the equation y equals to x squared plus 2x minus 3, and we're going to make the x equal to 0. So y equals minus 3, and we've got your x is 0 and y is minus 3. So that is correct. Well done to those of you that got C is 0 and minus 3. Just check that out, Tumelo. It is minus 3, not 3, because it is in the negative side of the y axis, right? And then we've got point D is the, let's put a block over this like this, and then point D is the turning point of the parabola, right? Turning point of parabola. What's the equation that we use to find the turning point of the parabola? What is the equation that we use? Anybody want to help me? What is the equation that we use? Yes, those of you that got the answer. What is the equation for the turning point of the parabola? It is, yes, that is the x equals minus b over 2a. Right? Minus b over 2a. And if you look at the parabola equation, this one is b and this a is 1. So x will equal to minus 2 times 1, which is minus 1. Thank you for that, Daniel. So we've got D is minus 1 and 0. And C is 0 and minus 3. Okay, well done, everybody. That's great. And now we need to find, oh yeah, any questions regarding this so far? Any questions so far regarding this? It's very important that you understand like each step because they all relate to each other. Okay, no question. Let's find A, P, and Q. Question B, A, P, and Q. And that is part of this equation here, which is the hyperbola, right? The hyperbola equation. So let's find A, P, and Q. If you have the answer for me, please do let me know. And read the question carefully. It says that C is the point of intersection of the two asymptotes of the hyperbola. That will give you a lot of information. C is the point of intersection of the two asymptotes of the hyperbola. So what will A, P, and Q be? You can just let me know. That would be great. Okay, I'm getting some answers. Thank you for sharing. Thanks, Daniel, for being the first one to share. We're still waiting for your A. Hey, Daniel. Adam, we're still waiting for you. If you can share your answer, that would be great. What about you, Angela? Asamatle, Jason, Denzel, Daniel. Oh, Daniel has shared already. Jolene, Mello, Sepang, you've been very quiet. How's the section going for you? Chokozane? Okay, I've got Kiabetswe, who's given me an answer. We've got Daniel, we've got Sipesihle, Sepang. Okay, thank you for sharing that. We've got Luki. Okay, let's look. So I want to find A, P, and Q, right? So if you look at this graph here, right? What are the asymptotes? Now, the asymptotes here, we said C was -3, if I remember correctly, right? So this is Y equals -3, right? And here they say that the asymptotes intersect. So this one here is actually intersecting with 0. So shouldn't P be 0? Isn't the X 0? What is the X? I've got some answers here and you're saying it's 1. What is the P? Is it 0? Is it 1? What is it? What do you think? I've got Y is equal to -3. What is the X asymptote of the hyperbola? What is the X asymptote of the hyperbola? Tsepang, why is it 1? X asymptote of hyperbola. Oratiwe says 0. Boitumelo says 0. Asa Martha says 0. Okay, a lot of the zeros are coming in now. Okay, I see a lot of you are typing 0. That is right. It's actually 0. Look here. Okay, I'm gonna fill this in, but it's gonna be very untidy. So please excuse me. But it's here, see? Here, this is the x asymptote, and that one is the y asymptote. See, it's 0. Do you all agree with that? It's x equals 0 is the x asymptote, right? And the y is y equals minus 3, right? Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. So that is what we're looking at, right? So x equals 0, y equals minus 3. So if we look at that equation that we had, that gx equals to a, so I'm going to say here gx a over x minus p plus q, and p we say is 0, right? So it's going to be, I'm going to change this gx to y equals a over x minus 0 minus 3. So it's just going to be y is equal to a over x minus 3. Okay, so we've got this so far. What other point can we plug into this to find a? What other point can we plug into this to find a? Yes, okay, Tumelo, that's great. Thanks, Luki. Which other point can we plug in to find a? You can just give me the symbol of the letter. Which point will we plug in? Is it A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Which one do we plug in to find A? Yeah, you can type, yeah. Thanks, Oratilwe, that's great. It is D, and D is 0 and minus 1, right? So I'm gonna write here now, we're gonna say here, plug in D, which is minus 1 and 0. Right? So plug in D, which is minus 1 and 0. Okay. So we're then going to say 0 equals to a over minus 1 minus 3. So 3 equals a over minus 1. Therefore, a equals minus 3. Yeah. So now we have A, P, and we have Q. So A will equal P equals 0 and Q equals minus 3. Yeah. There we go. How's this looking, everybody? Is it making sense? Is it difficult? How are you feeling so far? If you can just type one word in the chat box to let me know how you're feeling. Okay, Tomato, you say it's difficult. Yes, okay. What about the rest of you? Challenging, Luki, thanks for that. Jolene, so, okay. Tsepang is cool. Oratilwe says good. Valerie, it's not easy. Kiabetsu is so, yes. Can you see when you do them individually, it's quite easy. But when you bring them together, it becomes a little bit challenging. But the more you do of these particular questions, the easier it becomes, right? So it's so important to keep practicing and doing more and more, right? Okay. But yeah, just finding A, P, and Q. Are you okay with finding A, P, and Q? So please give me a thumbs up if you are fine, just so that I know where we're at. Are you okay with finding A, P, and Q? If you can just give me a thumbs up, let's have a look. Okay. I'm happy with that. As long as we go one step at a time, that helps. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up here. Thank you for that. Okay. So A, P, and Q. Any questions with A, P, and Q? No. Okay. So we found A, P, and Q. Now they tell us here, they say, if gx, which is the hyperbola's equation, is minus 3 over x minus 3. So you see, even if you don't get A, P, and Q, they help you. They don't want you to get everything wrong. So they'll help you and give you the equation. So obviously, if they give you the equation in the next question, it means that that is supposed to be what A, P, and Q represents, right? Is the equation of the hyperbola, determine the length of AB. So what is AB exactly? AB is here. It is between the two x-intercepts of the hyperbola from A to B. Oops. Get rid of that. Okay, so it's AB. Let's highlight it for you. Here. What is that distance? It is between the two x-intercepts of the parabola. Did I say hyperbola earlier? I think I might have. It's between the two x-intercepts of the parabola. So yeah, let me know. What is the length of AB? Who's going to give me the answer first? Tumelo's given me an answer. Who else is going to share their answer with all of us? We've only got Tumelo. Okay, let's look. Let me start calling out some of you. Sipesihle, Sinesipho, Malang, Relebohile, Rabone, or Atilwe. What is your answers? Angela? Yes, yes. What is your answer for AB? Hey? Okay, we've got here, Sipesisle says 4 units. Okay, I'm getting here, Luki says 4. Okay, so Sinesipo, I see you unmuted, but I can't hear you. I don't know if you're saying something. Sorry about that. You can yeah.
I think it's 4 units.
4 units. Okay, thank you for that, Sinesipo. And Kiabetu also,
Okay.
everybody's 4. Okay, great. So let's look. So what is the value of A and B? Now let's see. So let's do this. Let's take our equation, which is y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. And what we need to do here, we need to simplify this and we need to form 2 brackets, right? So we're going to make this 0 to find the x-intercept. It's going to be x plus 3, x minus 1. So x equals minus 3, and x equals to 1. So we've got the values here. So we've got your a is -3 and x is 1. So the distance between a and b will be 4. So it will be 3 plus 1, which is 4 units. And I really, really like how all of you didn't make a mistake with the minus, right? So it is 4 units. Excellent. Well done. Thanks, Valerie. Okay. And then the length of BF. BF. Where is BF? There's BF there, see? Let's find the length of BF. Here. The length of BF, right? Let me know if you get something. And we know B was 1, huh? B was 1. Let's have a look what you have. You can share your answer. Also, if you're not able to get the answer, you can also tell me struggling to get the answer, just so that I know that you are there and you're trying it out. BF. So we know that B is, we know that the point F here is 1 and something. It's 1 and something. We know the y value we don't know, but we know the x value is 1, right? Somebody said 6. Ooh, that's really good. Yeah. Sounds promising. Who else has an answer? 6. Okay. So the answer is indeed 6. And why is that? This is why. Because at BF, BF is actually, F is the y point of point F, right? So what we need to do, we need to take the x value and plug it into the hyperbola equation, right? So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say here, I'm going to say here, this previous answer was 4 units. Let me just fix that. So this one here, we're going to say F is a point, is a point on the hyperbola. And F is 1 and something. So the x value is 1. So if we plug 1 into the hyperbola equation, we'll be able to get the y. So it's y is equal to -3 over x minus 3, which will then be y is equal to minus 3 over 1 minus 3, which is minus 6. So if this value of f here is 1 and minus 6, 1 and minus 6, we know that the value is going to be then 6. See, so this is 1 and minus 6. So this value here for BF is indeed 6 units. 6 units, right? Six units. Okay. Yeah, very good. And Sinosepo also, we don't write units as negative, right? Units has to be a positive value like distance, right? Distance is never negative, it's positive, right? So BF equals to 6 units. BF is 6 units, right? Okay, great. Okay, any questions? We've done this one whole question now. Sure. You should be so proud. You all have contributed very nicely, and you can see we've written quite a lot here. So yeah, how are you feeling about this question? How are you feeling about it when you look at it from a distance and you've done the whole thing? How are you feeling about it? If you can just type one word, let me know. Are you able to do this? If I had to give you this very same question and you do it on your own, will you be able to do it? Is it looking okay? Okay, Tumelo, thanks for that. Daniel, you're saying great. Okay, Luki, probably you'll be able to do it. Tumelo, so. Okay. Valerie says maybe you'll be able to do it. You'll have to go through it again. Sinesepo, you'll be able to do it. Well done. Okay, Raboni, you're still finding it challenging. Zepang, okay, maybe. Yeah, so it's very important to do it again. I hope you've taken a picture of it or a screenshot of it, just so that you have the question, right? You can take a screenshot of it, or you can take a picture with your cell phone and redo the whole question. I hope you've written down the answers nicely, just so that you can go and do it again, right? Okay, thank you for that. Okay, great. We're going to look at another one now. And this question focuses on a parabola. I suspect we won't be able to do the whole question. Most likely we'll be able to do half of it, and then we will come back to it. Don't worry, and finish it off. So we've got the graph of y equals fx plus 1 is sketched below. So you see a parabola, and they say this parabola is fx plus 1. So you see this graph is actually, it was fx, but it moved up 1. Maybe that's why they say fx plus 1, see, because that's 1. It moved up by 1, right? Use the axis, the set of axes on the answer sheet to sketch the graph of fx. So how did fx, the fx look, right? If fx plus 1 looks like this, what did the original look like, the fx? You know what? The thing is, let me just show you as well. If it says here fx plus 1, it actually means the graph shifted to the left. So this graph here, if it's fx plus 1, it means the graph shifted to the left, see? That's why it's going to be minus 1 there. Remember, we always reverse the brackets when it's an x, right? So this means the original graph had shifted 1 unit to the left. If it is x plus 1, it means the original graph shifted 1 unit to the left. So if it was fx, if it was just x, it would have been the original. This new one, it shifted 1 unit to the left. Okay, so that's why we've got fx plus 1. So how can we reverse this? How can we reverse this graph and go back to the original? What will we do? We will move it 1 unit to the... You can type in the chat, let me know. What will we do? How will we go from the fx plus 1 to fx? What will we do? We will move the graph 1 unit to the right. Yes, thanks, everybody. Excellent. So that is 1 unit to the right. We'll shift it 1 unit to the right. So this point here, currently this point here, I'm going to make it a bit bigger so you can see nicely. Currently this point here is 1 and 2, right? If I move this graph to the right, what will this point here be? If I move it 1 unit to the right, where will that point be? It will be at, you can type in the chat or unmute. Yes, it will be at 0. Thank you, Kiabetswe. So it will be at 0. This point here at the bottom will be here. And the 1 and 2 will then be 2 and 2. And then this one here at the bottom will be here. Like that. Is that okay? You all happy with this, what I've done, the different dots that I have here? Does this look right? Does it look right? You can just say, put thumbs up or say yes. Does it look right? If you move everything to the right, these 4 points that I've drawn, are they okay so far? Okay, a lot of you say yes, okay. Okay, yes, okay. Now we need to draw it, right? I'm thinking how I'm going to draw it because I have to draw it freehand. I'm a bit worried because I hope I don't make a mess. Okay, let's look. I hope I draw it neatly. But let me try, right? Forgive me if it's not perfect. So I think I've done a decent job. Okay, so yeah, that is the new graph. Okay, that is the new graph. Okay, we moved it 1 unit to the right. So this one here is fx. Okay, there we go. And then it says determine the equation of fx in the form fx equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So we need to find this equation of fx. We had done this a while back when we were doing the first part of parabola. How do we find the equation of fx in this form? Ax squared plus bx plus c. We've got the two, they want the equation of fx. We've got this point here, which is 0 and 0. And we've got this point here, which was originally, what was it? 3. Now it's going through 4, right? So it's going to be 4 and 0. Okay. So this one is 0 and 0 and 4 and 0. Those are the 2 points, right? And we've got the turning point here, which is 2 and 2. So how do we find the equation of this graph? Which formula do we use? Anybody remembers from a few weeks ago, we were doing the parabola and we had done this. Which equation do we use? Do you want to type it in the chat maybe? What equation do we use?
So is it not y equals to ax squared plus q?
Ax squared plus q. Okay, but you see that the turning point has it's shifted right. So we have to put in something there. We have to say ax minus p squared plus q. So it's the turning point, right? So it's this one.
Oh, okay.
So it's a x minus p squared plus q. You see, the one you telling me it means that the x turning point is 0, right? So we have to have this p here because the x turning point is 2, so it's not 0. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we've got ax minus p squared plus q. Everybody remembers this? Who remembers this formula? Please show me a thumbs up so I can see. Okay. Yes, a lot of you do. Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay, so it's ax minus p squared plus q. And now we're going to plug in our p and q. So it's going to be y equals a x minus 2 squared plus 2. And we're going to plug in also another point. So we plugged in our p and q. We're going to plug in another point, which is going to be 0 and 0. We can use this point here. So I'm going to say here 0 equals a. And then it's going to be 0 equals to 4a plus 2. Yeah. So then minus 2 equals 4a. And a equals minus 2 over 4, which is minus half. And we'll have our final equation, y equals to minus a half x minus 2 plus 2. And that is our final equation. Yeah. So this is our final equation in the turning point format, right? Minus half x minus 2 squared plus 2. Are you all following? Can just show me a thumbs up if you're following so far. Yes, okay, thank you. Where's the rest of you? Let's look. Okay, you are following. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. But remember, look at the question. What is the question saying? It says it wants it in this form. In the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So we need to times this out. We need to multiply out. So it will be y equals minus half x minus 2, x minus 2 plus 2. So we times the whole thing out. So it's going to be y is equal to minus a half x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 2. So y equals minus a half x squared plus 2x minus 2 plus 2. And then finally, the equation will be y equals to minus a half x squared plus 2x. And that is your final answer. Okay. Yeah. I hope this is okay. Everybody, are you following? How is this looking? To find the equation of the parabola. We had looked at quite a few of these, so I'm hoping that you were able to follow through. Okay, so we're going to be ending off there for today, but I just want you to give me one word of how are you feeling about these two questions that we've done? How are you feeling so far about these two questions? Do you feel like you are able to do them on your own? You feel like they are okay? Okay, so Luki, you say, okay, confident, slightly confident, okay. Okay, to Melo, you're still going to practice more, yeah. Kiabetswe, some of them are challenging, but doable, okay, that's great. What about the rest of you? Some of you are very quiet. Valerie, Malang, Tokozane, Sade, Rabone, Oratilwe. What about you? How are you feeling? Better. Asamatle, it's okay. So basically you say it's challenging. Remember, you're going to be practicing a lot. Still need practice. Okay. So I just want to tell you from now, like before you speak to Nikela, the mentor, is that in the homework, I pretty much told the mentor to give you like everything as homework, like because you can take your own time and work at your own pace, but it's pretty much now we've covered all the graphs. So you can literally on the app look at straight line, hyperbola, parabola, as well as exponential. So you can do all the graphs on the app now because everything under functions, you'll be able to do, not obviously the trig functions which are there, but the ones that we have covered so far, which is your exponential, your parabola, hyperbola, and straight lines. So yeah, just a heads up when the mentor tells you that, right? So we're going to stop there for today, and I will see you again on Thursday. And take care, and Nikela is going to give you more information.
Hi guys. Yeah, I think that was a little bit challenging, but yeah, like Dipesh said, there's a lot to practice, and I think that's where we're going to be heading from now. And yeah, I'm just gonna go through a little bit of the homework and just a few announcements and reminders. So yes, let me just share my screen. Okay. Okay, so just so you know, just to give you an overview of what we did so far, we were on lesson 7 today, and we still have one more lesson, which is also some revision. And yeah, that's going to be on the 19th, which is on Thursday. And this is our leaderboard. We haven't done it in a while, but just to check in, see where everyone is at. We've got Tokozani and Oratilwe at number 1, and they've done 6 exercises so far this week. And we've got Valerie with 5. In 3rd place, we've got Mahlokonolo and Sipe Sifle at 4. And at 4th place, we have Lesedi and Sabelo, who've done 3. And then Troy, Kebetswe, and Simi, who have 2. So yeah, I would just encourage you guys. I'm sure these numbers are going to go up now after we give you the revision. And yeah, the more you practice, I'm sure everything will start making a bit more sense. This is a little bit challenging, but I think, yeah, with practice, I'm sure you guys can get there. Just a quick reminder that our live classes are streaming on the website. There's the website, so you can tell your friends. And okay, so here's the homework. I don't know if you want to take pictures or if you want to make notes, but I'm just gonna go through it. So like always, it's under the bigger topic of functions and relationships. Then you're gonna go and find linear functions. You're gonna find parabola, hyperbola, and then the exponential. Yeah, and that's kind of the homework. It's those big sections. Let me know if you need me to repeat it, but just also a quick reminder that we have part 2 of our interactive workshops this Friday. So if you guys have joined in our first session, thank you so much. And yeah, if you guys want to come this Friday, even if you missed the first one, it's okay. You are more than welcome to come and yeah, chat with us on Friday at 6. Okay, you're asking how do you do the homework? So with the homework, you will go onto, like I said, onto the app. You're just going to search for these. So when you click on functions and relationships, you can scroll and you will see all of this. And then one by one, you're going to do the sections in each of them. So it's exponential, hyperbola, parabola, and linear. Okay, I hope that makes sense to everyone. Okay, cool. Okay, but well done, guys, and we will see you in the next one.
Take care, everybody, and study well. See you soon.